Our story begins where any good story starts, our creation screen. Coming from the University of Colorado, we bring that offensive scheme with us as we become the offensive coordinator for the UTSA Roadrunners. A first look at our team reveals the magnitude of the job at hand. Our team has 31 seniors, most of whom are set to leave after this first season. Recruiting looks to be paramount to our legacy with the Roadrunners, so after taking inventory of the holes we need to fill, we start the search. Given the responsibility of not only the offensive but also the defensive recruiting, we must cast a wide net if we hope to fill our many holes. The plan is to prioritize players who are already interested in playing for us so as to maximize our time. Once we set up our initial recruiting board, we begin the work of scouting our prospects. Our scouts discovered that 3-star quarterback Ira Bryant was significantly worse than we first thought, while Michael Williams moved up 6 overall points, passing Bryant on our board. With Josh Harris leaving after this season and no heir apparent on the roster, our quarterback situation is dire, and we may be in a position where we need to dive back into the recruiting pool to land a bigger fish. Wide receiver Maurice Mays was also revealed as a top player on our board from a pure talent perspective, and with so much of our wide receiver core leaving after this season, he is certainly a major priority for us. As a one-star school, the talent pool we have to pull from is rather small, and we'll have to work hard to build up our roster. Our scouts find many players on our board were worse than what we originally thought, some even being labeled as busts. A blow to be sure, but some talent was still present. Players like Michael Williams, wide receiver Maurice Mays, guard Eric Sparks, and cornerback Brian Carter looked to be bright spots in this otherwise morose class of recruits. The next task at hand was practice. Wide receiver Zach Franklin's ball skills and ability after the catch stood out immediately, a major asset to be sure. Josh Harris' ability to extend plays was also put on display, but all too often his effort would be for naught, as drops plagued our wide receivers. Harris and Franklin's chemistry was strong though, and it looks as though that might be what carries us through the season. Our ground game also showed a lot of promise, and perhaps we look to be a run-first team in our first season with the UTSA Roadrunners. Outside of the stars, there wasn't much to note from practice. Franklin continued to impress, but behind him, the rest of the wide receiver room struggled to make an impact.
Hi everybody, Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites.
Week 1, we traveled to take on the New Mexico Lobos. On paper, this was a game that we should win, and while we have a lot of holes, our senior-heavy team does come with the advantage of added experience. Still, to win this game, we can't play down to our opponents. Our first drive started off with a 7-yard dump-off to tight end Oscar Cardenas. We wanted to get Josh Harris in a rhythm early. Then it became the Traylon Smith show. First up the middle, then to the outside. We even ran some triple option. Everything seemed to be working for us on the ground in this first drive, as we rode our run game down the field, eventually setting up a 2nd and 10 from the 18. Let's run a little play action here. Harris back to pass, throws, touchdown, UTSA Oscar Hernandez. After a quick touchdown allowed by our defense, our offense went back to work. Unfortunately, though, disaster struck. Picked up, Pulla Gates downfield.
And down he goes, around the 47-yard line.
Oh, hit the wrong button and threw it into double coverage. Our defense, though, would thankfully bail us out, leaving the game tied 7-7 when we got the ball back. First play, we gave it to Traylon Smith for a big gain. Then a pass here from Harris to Sharp, the backup tight end who plays fullback for us. After that, a little QB keeper for Josh Harris, get him involved in the ground game. We tried to keep everything balanced, not abandoning the ground game early. On this 3rd and 7, he would find Clark to pick up the 3rd down, but that would lead us to 3rd down inside the red zone. Going for the touchdown here, we have to read how the corners play this. Open across the middle, Bradley, touchdown. Trevon Bradley gets our 2nd touchdown of the season. On the ensuing drive, we made a focus to get the passing game rolling. First to Cephas for 14 yards, Then this little play action slant to Cephas for another 11 yards. Then we went back to the ground with a read option, and Josh Harris breaking tackles all the way down the field, splitting defenders 25 yards for a touchdown to put us up 21-7. Put us over 100 yards rushing the first half too. Our defense got yet another stop, and we got, guess who, Zachary Franklin involved for his first catch of the season. And you look at there, the disparity, 12 first downs to just 1. Our defense did a fantastic job in this game. Josh Harris found Bradley here, Trevon Bradley, for a gain of 15 yards. But a few bad plays later, and we find ourselves in the 3rd and 7, and Harris looking for the slant to Cephas, gets it knocked away, and that brings up a 4th down. But word is from head coach that we're going to go for it, so we do go for it here, looking for the corner route, and Harris gets locked on to the corner here, can't get it over the defender, knocked away. And what really hurts about this play is that there was an open receiver underneath for the first down. Defense, though, bails us out yet again. Harris drops back, rolling out off his back foot, lucky to get it away, as we were under a lot of pressure on this drive, bring up yet another 3rd and long, as our offense started to get away from what it does well. And Bradley open here, but drops it. And yet another 4th down. This time we're going to punt it away. Our defense would give up a touchdown just before halftime, and we go into half just up by 1 score, 21-14. Little trickery here out of half. Clark taking the reverse for a big gain all the way to the 40-yard line, taking us over 140 rushing yards on the day. And we realized we had to get back to the ground game. That was what we kind of got away from toward the end of the first half, and it backfired on us. So Traylon Smith here for a gain of 10, and Smith was just incredible on the ground. Slant route here for Traylon Smith to get the first down as he continues to fight forward. Now we get Edwards involved for a gain of 4. Ty Edwards wasn't as explosive, but he also had a good game. But Traylon Smith fighting off tacklers, getting the first down, getting us into the red zone, where Harris would roll out and look for the corner, but not see the safety, nearly picked off, and bring up a 2nd down. Harris, though, would have a miscommunication with Franklin looking for the corner route, and on 3rd down, pressure up the middle, bring down Harris for a loss of 6, and we'd have to kick the field goal. Out of the next drive, we'd give it off to Smith and try to make a concerted effort to get the ground game going. Smith on back-to-back runs. This one was a massive run, 22 yards, as we just started grinding the ball on the ground. 124 yards on the day, as you saw him there. Going for a little play action after the ground game, set it up, and Bradley on the 3rd and 12 touchdown brings this one in, giving us a 31-14 lead, and put Frank Harris nearly to 200 yards with his 3rd touchdown of the day, as Bradley was wide open. Traylon Smith's running efforts really opened that one up, taking us to the end of the 3rd quarter, 31-14. We now come to the 4th quarter. We've had some good, we've had some bad, but we lead by a lot going into this 4th quarter. And one thing that I know was the effort for this team was run the football, get back to what was so dominant. Of course, as I say that, we start in a pass formation here, and Harris rolls out to the left, looking, throws deep, has Clark downfield, and on the 3rd down is going to score a 63-yard touchdown. DeCorian Clark brings it in. Harris, we talked about his ability to extend plays in practice mode. Well, there it is right there, and Harris finds Clark for a massive touchdown to basically put the dagger in this one. After that, though, next drive, we really want to ice this game. Smith up the middle for a gain of 20 yards. Then Smith again up the middle, fighting forward. Every single time he touched the ball, it felt like 10 yards. This time it was 12. 174 yards rushing for him up to this point. Smith again up the middle. And we really wanted to get him that touchdown. So 1st and goal, we give him the ball. 2nd and goal, give him the ball. 3rd and goal, finally punch the ball in here on the stretch route. And Traylon Smith with his 3rd touchdown of the day and ices the game if it wasn't already on ice. 45-14. We were able to kneel the ball out and win this one in a dominating fashion. A beautiful performance from this team. It looked like we were going to let them hang around early, but we managed to dominate the rest of the way. Harris gets player of the game with 5 total touchdowns, though I think it should have gone to Traylon Smith. Really proud of how our performance was in this one to start the season off in a game that I felt we should win, and we came out dominant, 45-14. But that's going to do it for the first episode of the UTSA Roadrunner Dynasty. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. If you really liked it, consider subscribing. If you didn't like it and you're still here, well, thank you, I guess. I don't know why you're still here. Did you guys like this style of video? I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know too, and we can adjust some things going forward. But until next time, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.